Shalom and welcome. Today we embark on a journey into one of Judaism's most profound concepts, the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple. This isn't merely an architectural study, but an exploration of how our sages understood the temple as a meeting point between heaven and earth, between the infinite and the finite. Key quote to begin. Since the day the temple was destroyed, there has been an iron wall separating Israel from their Father in heaven. Talmud, Berakot 32b. The three temples, past, present, and future. The sages speak of three temples. The first temple, Solomon's temple, 832 to 422 BCE. The second temple, 352 BCE to 70 CE. The third temple, the future redemption. But the Zohar teaches something deeper. There is a fourth temple, the eternal temple that exists in the spiritual realms and never was destroyed. Why the temple matters today. You might ask, why study an ancient building that no longer exists? The sages answer, Rabbi Yochanan taught, whoever studies the laws of the temple service, it is as if the temple was built in their days. Talmud, Menachot 110a. The temple represents the human soul. Each component corresponds to spiritual dimensions within us. Understanding the temple helps us comprehend the structure of reality itself. Even Hashtia, the foundation stone. At the temple's heart lay the even Hashtia, foundation stone, which the sages describe with extraordinary significance. From the Mishnah and Talmud, this stone was the first point of creation. From here, God began creating the world. It sealed the Tehom, primordial abyss, beneath. It was the place where Jacob slept and saw the ladder, where Abraham bound Isaac, where Adam was created and offered his first sacrifice. The Talmud, Yoma 54b, teaches that this stone was called Shtia, from the word shatar, to weave or to establish, because from here the world was woven into existence. The temple's orientation, reflecting cosmic order. The sages noted that everything in the temple oriented toward holiness in gradations, the geographic axis. 10 degrees of holiness from the land of Israel to the Holy of Holies. Mishnah, Kelim 1:6-9. From outer courts to inner courts to temple building, to holy place to Holy of Holies. Each level required increased purity. The Midrash teaches, just as the temple had courts within courts, so too the cosmos has spheres within spheres. The physical world, the world of angels, the world of souls, and innermost of all, the divine presence itself. The temple as miniature universe. The Talmud, Bava Batra 99a. And later commentaries identify cosmic correspondences. The menorah equals the 7 classical planets, the sun, the moon, and the 5 visible planets. The table of showbread equals material sustenance and blessing. The incense altar equals prayer ascending to heaven. The Holy of Holies equals the unknowable, infinite divine. The parashe curtain equals the barrier between physical and spiritual realms. Ramban, Nachmanides, writes that the temple was a microcosm of Mount Sinai, a permanent dwelling for the revelation that occurred at Sinai, the human being as walking temple. This is where ancient wisdom becomes personally transformative. The sages teach that each person is a temple, biblical foundation. Make for me a sanctuary, and I will dwell within them. Exodus 25:8. Note, not within it, but within them, within each person, mapping the temple to the soul. The outer courtyard equals the body and physical actions. This is where animal sacrifices occurred, representing our animal soul and physical desires that must be refined. The holy place equals the emotional and intellectual dimensions. The menorah equals enlightenment, wisdom, understanding, like the 7 branches of knowledge. The table equals acts of kindness and sustenance we provide. The incense altar equals prayer, meditation, yearning for connection. The Holy of Holies equals the deepest self, the Pintel Yid, Jewish spark. Entered once yearly by the high priest equals rare moments of complete transcendence. Completely dark equals beyond intellectual comprehension. Contains the ark equals the Torah within our hearts. The Talmudic discussion, 3 partners in creation. The Talmud, Nida 31a, teaches that 3 partners create a human being. God provides the soul, the spirit, consciousness. The Father provides the white elements, bones, sinews, brain. The Mother provides the red elements, blood, skin, flesh. Similarly, the temple had three components working together: the divine presence, Shekinah, the physical structure, the service performed by priests and people. When these three unite in a person, body, soul, and divine spark, that person becomes a living sanctuary. The high priest as the complete human. The Kohen Gadol's, high priest's 8 garments, corresponded to rectifying 8 types of sins, 8 levels of consciousness, 8 parts of the complete human being. The Choshen, breastplate, with 12 stones equals balancing all personality traits and tribes within oneself. The Tzitz, headplate reading holy to God, equals the crown of consciousness that sanctifies every thought. The sacrificial system, deeper meanings. The word for sacrifice, korban, comes from karov, to draw close. This is key to understanding the sage's wisdom. The Zohar's teaching sacrifices weren't about appeasing an angry deity, but about self-offering, bringing one's animal nature to the altar of refinement. Elevation, the smoke rising, symbolized raising the physical to spiritual. Integration, uniting different aspects of reality and consciousness. Types of offerings, a psychological map. Ola, burnt offering, completely consumed, represents thoughts and intentions, given entirely to God. Lesson, complete devotion, selfless spirituality. Shelamim, peace offering, shared between altar, priests, and owner, represents balance and harmony. Lesson, spirituality must include community and self. Chatat, sin offering, for unintentional sins, represents mistakes and unconscious errors. Lesson, acknowledging and correcting our blind spots. Mincha, meal offering, flour, oil, frankincense, the poor person's offering. Lesson, offering from what you have, regardless of wealth. The daily tamid, cosmic maintenance. The twice daily communal offering represented morning equals awakening, new beginnings, potential. Afternoon equals integration, completion, bringing light into darkness. Maharal of Prague taught, just as the temple had daily service maintaining cosmic order, each person must have daily spiritual practice, prayer, study, acts of kindness to maintain their inner temple. The incense, most mysterious service. The Keteret incense had 11 spices, one of which, Chelbana, had a foul smell. The Talmud teaches this represents including even the sinners in our community. Mystical dimension, incense represents prayer at its highest level. Wordless yearning that penetrates all barriers. The Zohar says incense had power to unite upper and lower worlds, dispel harsh judgments, create harmony among divine attributes. Why was the temple destroyed? The sages offer multiple explanations that reveal their psychology and values. First temple destroyed for idolatry, forbidden relationships, murder. These represent complete breaks with covenant and morality. Second temple destroyed for Sinat Chinam, baseless hatred, Talmud Yoma 9b. The sages considered interpersonal hatred worse than cardinal sins. It destroys the community that makes the temple meaningful. Deeper teaching. The temple was destroyed because it already lay in ruins in people's hearts. External destruction reflected internal fragmentation. Living in the ruins. Post-temple Judaism. After 70 CE, Judaism transformed remarkably. Talmud teaches the substitutes, prayer replaced sacrifice. Hosea, we will pay with bulls, our lips. Torah study replaced the service, as we saw earlier. Acts of kindness replaced the altar. Talmud, Avot de Rabbi Natan. The dinner table became the altar, the home became the sanctuary. Every person became a priest. The third temple, controversy and vision. Different approaches, Rambam, Maimonides. The temple will be physically rebuilt, sacrifices will resume. Rav Kook. The third temple exists in potential, waiting for humanity to reach spiritual readiness. Chassidic teaching. The third temple will descend from heaven fully formed because it represents a completely new consciousness. The sage's key point. The third temple won't be destroyed because it will be built on foundations of Ahavat Chinam, baseless love, rather than baseless hatred. Building your inner temple, a daily practice. Based on the sages' teachings, here are practical applications. 1. Morning activation, the daily offering. Just as the temple had morning service, gratitude practice, mode ani. Setting intention for the day, study something meaningful. 2. Guarding the threshold, the temple gates. The Levites guarded temple gates 24/7. You must guard what enters your eyes, what you watch, what enters your ears, what you listen to, what enters your mouth, food, speech. 3. The menorah practice, daily illumination. Light your personal menorah by learning something new, wisdom, sharing knowledge with others, spreading light, finding meaning in daily experiences, illuminating the ordinary. 4. The incense moment, meditation prayer. Twice daily, create space for wordless connection, gratitude, yearning for growth and meaning. 5. The Holy of Holies, Sabbath and sacred time. Just as the high priest entered once yearly, create weekly sacred time, Shabbat principle. Periodic deep retreat/reflection, moments of complete presence. The community is collective temple. Individual practice isn't enough. The temple was communal. Apply this by building community, stones of the temple. Supporting others, the priests serving. Resolving conflicts, preventing baseless hatred. Creating sacred space together, converting knowledge to transformation. The sages emphasize, study must lead to action. Rabbi Chanina Ben-Dosa taught, one whose fear of sin precedes their wisdom will endure. Pirkei Avot 3:9. Practical question for reflection. If my body is a temple, how am I maintaining it? What sacrifices, old habits, ego, do I need to offer up? What is the quality of my daily service? Summary, 3 key insights. 1. The temple as cosmic architecture, the world's spiritual center, bridge between heaven and earth, model of creation itself. 2. The temple as personal blueprint. Each person contains the entire structure. Our work is to reveal the temple within. Service replaces sacrifice. Consciousness replaces ritual. 3. The temple as future vision. Not merely nostalgia for the past, a vision of healed relationships and elevated consciousness. Built by our choices and character today. Final teaching, the iron wall. Remember the opening quote about the iron wall? The Talmud continues with hope. Though there's a barrier, prayer penetrates it. The wall exists, but it's permeable. The deepest secret. The temple never truly was destroyed. As the Zohar teaches, the eternal temple exists always in the spiritual realms. Our work is to align our consciousness with that eternal reality, to make ourselves vessels for its presence. The Baal Shem Tov taught, when you cannot see the divine, it's not that the divine has hidden, it's that you haven't yet opened your eyes. Closing reflection. The temple, according to the sages, is ultimately about presence. God's presence in the world and our presence to God. Every moment offers a choice, to live in the ruins or to rebuild, stone by stone, action by action, the dwelling place of holiness. May we all merit to be living temples, sanctuaries of wisdom, kindness, and light. And may we merit to see, whether physically or spiritually, the complete restoration of the divine presence in the world.